All right. Hello, guys. It's been a few days. So, obviously, I was not able to post episode 30 of this challenge because I went ahead and recorded it. But before I had time to edit, I did come into a personal emergency, and that is why I have been MIA for the past few days. I did post a community post about it saying that we weren't going to be able to post episode 30 just because of, some unforeseen circumstances. But we had already previously completed the challenge, so it is okay. But we're on Mochi, guys. We are on Mochi, and it is time for Mochi's final tour. I am going to show you guys how Mochi ended up. You guys basically know I made a few changes on while I was filming episode 30. I made one change, and then I filled in the empty spaces around Cherry's Cliff, which unfortunately you guys won't be able to watch me doing because the footage is just on my computer unedited. Like, it's about 2 hours worth of footage, and I did not have the time to go through that and edit it properly. So yes, we are here. No Nintendo Online, 30 days of grinding our own codes, using our own miles, buying our own items, farming red and farming Nook's Cranny. And this is what we've done. So we have our Mochi flag. Oh, by the way, Mochi is a Kidcore island. It is like town core merging into natural, I would like to call it, but it is Kidcore essentially. Here is our Mochi flag. These are 3 colorful little Mochis having a good time together. We have Kicks here, and all my villagers are just having a good old time in the plaza. Let's open up our map. So this is Mochi's map. We've got a tulip cliff. We've got a froggy pond, and we've got a flower cliff. We got some in-game pathing, which I've mentioned before that I do not use. I have not really used this much in-game pathing on any of my islands before, so that was very fun. We have 3 neighborhoods, all on the left side of the map. We have a lake on the map. We have a town area, which is in like the bottom right of the map, like mid to bottom right is the town area. Oh, and our villagers. I didn't even talk about our villagers. We have Axel, Stu, Bunny, Maple, Murphy, my all-time favorite, Meringue, Henry, Cherry, Rio, and Mint. I think this is a lovely Kidcore roster. I think we did very great for the limited amount of miles we had to get Nook Miles tickets. Our hunts were pretty short because we found good villagers pretty early. So those are our villagers. I did set out a few presents because since this challenge is over, I will be uploading a dream address for it. So if anyone wants to come visit, and I've left you guys a few presents here. I'm not going to say what they are. But yeah, these are our presents. This is our resident services area. It's kind of just the center of our town square. So if you basically head like right across from it, you'll hit our entrance. And this is Mochi's entrance. We have a blue airport. Here is our flag again, closer up. Little Mochis. Blue airport was like the best for me. So we've got our blue airport, and this is Mochi's entrance. Very, very cute. Very simple, natural. This ties into the natural with the town. I don't know. I've never had an entrance like this, but I think it looks great. We got 2 heart ponds here, and then on this side, So when I said I changed something, I changed this part. So on this side we have a bike rental area or a ride rental. It's not necessarily a bike, but it's like transportation rental. And I had it on both sides, but instead on the other side, I got this gas station item, so I changed this side to a little gas station. But other than that, yeah, this is our little entrance. A lot of flowers, a lot of codes. I made every code on this island myself. Um, I will probably, since the challenge is over and I want to upload my dream address so you guys can come visit, I will probably also upload my codes, my design codes, if you guys ever want to use them on a future island. So if we head to the left here, we have got Nook's Cranny. Lovely, lovely. This was one of the first builds we did on the island. I wanted to get my town area situated before I started decorating other areas. But yeah, this is Nook's Cranny. Very simple. We were at the beginning stages, so I didn't have many items, and I never really like touched up and like changed anything because I think it's pretty good. And there's also a lot of lag, like literally right in this area, because like back here we have just a little, you know, some extra materials for Timmy and Tommy, some snack and drink machines. Then you can play little crane games here if you'd like. Another seating area. And then if you head down across from that, we have a little park, which was another, it was the first build, the first like official build we did on the island. And I think it's just adorable. Didn't really change anything up here either. I just put in the park fence because when I did the build, I didn't have access to it. But we did now. So I did the little alternating colors one, and I think it came out so cute. But yeah, this is our little park. We're gonna head to the left again here. Got a little filler area, and if you come over here, we have our first neighborhood that we are going to approach if you head this way. So we've got 4 villagers in this neighborhood, and they've got a little community cookout area where everyone cooks and eats and has a good old time, and they all have their own small little yards. Nothing too fancy going on here. Everybody's got their own thing going on. Little tiny little yards, but also a shared space, which I think is really cute. Then if you head up this way, we've got a small little they have a community garden, but it is run by, I think this is Axel. I always forget. Yeah, this is Axel. So he like takes control of it, but everyone contributes. Then I got a little cliff up here that I tossed a lot of trees on, and I let all my lily of the valleys grow on. But we got that, and then if you head this way and back here, there's a little fishing spot. This is kind of Henry's spot. He doesn't really like to tell anybody about it, but if you find it, you're welcome to use it. But he's not actively telling people about it. But yeah, this is Henry's little fishing spot. And he sure loves his fishing. So if you head back over here, we just got a little filler area, little transition area if you must. But if you head up here onto this cliff, this is our second neighborhood, but also the first neighborhood we did for this challenge. So we've got my 2 peppy villagers on here. We've got Bunny and we've got Rio up here, and literally this was like the first build I did when I had like no items, but it's still one of my favorites. I think it's just so cute. And so I gave each of them their own little backyard. So they've just got random stuff, you know, like the things I always remember having in my backyard when I was young was literally just random stuff, like random kids' toys. One time we had a little jungle gym, but yeah, each of them have their own little backyard. I want to say they have the best yards on the island, and then they have a shared little picnic space that they like to get together and chat and have a good old little time. So this is our second neighborhood and also our tulip cliff that you saw on the map. So if you head back down and keep going up this way, this is one of the builds I did on my episode 30. We made a plushie class slash shop. So you can learn how to sew and make your own little plushies. This was so fun to make. I wish that what happened to me didn't happen. I was so excited for you guys to see this video. This build, I had so much fun making it, but it's a little like plushie class. So there's the teachers and their examples and like, you know, everything they've made here. And then if you want to, if you're more advanced, you can like sew and stuff, sew things together like using an actual machine. And yeah, I thought this was so fun, and I'm so sad that you guys didn't get to see me make it. But yeah, we've got a little plushie class, which I thought was so fun. I wish it was one of the original builds I did, but this is actually like an extra build, so it's like build number 6. And then if you head over here, we have another area that's kind of my favorite, which is our third and last neighborhood. We still have 2 villager houses, but this is the last neighborhood. It's our overgrown neighborhood, and look at this. All of our weeds grew in, and I adore it. I love this overgrown, messy look. I do. I think this is so great. I know it doesn't look as Kidcore as the rest of the island, but I think that's just fine. I tried to add in a lot of my code and a lot of colorful flowers to keep that Kidcore aesthetic. And then if you head up here, we've got Murphy's house where all the weeds have grown in as well. We've got lovely little Murphy. And then you can hop over this way and we've got Maple. So we got our 2 bears over here. And just overgrown is just the best way to go. I thought this was so fun, and I couldn't get it out of my head. Like, I need to get bamboo trees. Like, I want to do something kind of different in this area. Like, I think it's great. I adore this area. I think it's so good. And so if you hop over here, this is the other part. This area right here is a filler area that I actually did on my own. I did it after I recorded day 29. I did this area here. And I basically just literally filled it up with pathing and like a few little things here. Not much going on at all, really. I'm gonna head down this way really quick just because if you go here, you can head back this way, right? And we've got our rainbow bridge, which is right behind Nook's Cranny. So if you decided to go behind Nook's Cranny instead of the left to it, that's where you will get. So if you come over here from Nook's Cranny, I've got this little peninsula right here that has a little pumpkin farm and a little picnic area. It's a panda picnic, which is really cute. And they're playing a little board game, eating some noodles. I think this area is cute. And then we've got another transition area here that leads to our rainbow mush bridge, which is still another one of my favorite builds. It's not like one of the builds that checked off, but this was just one of my favorite things to make for this island. I love this. This is still one of my favorite things. Like, and remember, I made all these codes myself, so I made these colorful planks, which I will probably be posting. Okay, so by the time this video is uploaded, I will have my dream address and my MA creator code in the description of this video for anyone who is interested in visiting or interested in the codes that I created for this island. But if you head up here, we have Miss Cherry's house, who, because her house is black and the aesthetic is a little off and I couldn't change her house because I couldn't do HHP, I decided to surround her with an array of colors and gave her a rainbow flower garden, which is still, I'm telling you, this island is like the best island I've ever made in my life, guys. And then to not have had Nintendo Online and to have acquired everything myself, I'm very proud of this island. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm so proud of this island. I think it is just probably one of the best things I've ever done. And she has an apple orchard behind her tree, and she sells apple juice and sells apples to Nook's Cranny and whoever is here to buy some, which is very, very great. Now let's head back to the left and continue going upwards. So we're back at the little filler area that I did in my own time. And if you head this way, up in front, or no, I should say behind Cherry's Cliff, is the other area that I decorated in episode 30 that I did not get to edit and upload. But we decorated this on camera, but I don't have, like, I have the footage, but it's not edited basically. So I did decorate the secret beach very minimally and just added some codes and some stuff. And I spent the rest of my Nook miles, and I bought this elephant thingy. I bought this windmill, which is in front of this little farm that I made with some of my leftover crops. I threw away the rest of my crops, and I just like left these to make a little farm, because if you head this way, this is supposed to be like a little barn thingy. I don't really know. Like I explained in the video, I didn't really know what I was making, but I knew I wanted to use one of these. So I spent my miles and I got this first. And then I was trying to see what else I could get. And I got the windmill since I knew I was going to do another small farm. And then I had enough left over to get this. And then as soon as I bought it, I regretted it because I was like, where am I going to put this? Like, this thing is huge. I have no space for it. So I kind of just shoved it in this corner here. And I was like talking about like whether I should have it this way, but I didn't like that you couldn't see like all of it. So I felt like it kind of looked better, like you could see the nose and stuff. But yeah, unfortunately that footage is probably just never going to be seen. But so this is what we made also for day 30. We created this little area, and it's like supposed to be a farm, but like kids kind of run it, so like it's overrun by toys and nonsense. And I was like talking about how I wanted to use my birthday items that I got because free items. But yeah, and then it's like they're not just like, they don't water their crops that often, and they have flowers there, and they like to paint the dirt, and it was a whole thing. It was fun, and I'm very sad about it. But yeah, so this is how we ended up decorating behind Cherry's Cliff, and it looks great. I think it looks amazing. Like, it looks so good. And then I also in that episode also decorated to the right of her cliff. So like we did another little picnic spot, and then throwing around more bubble machines. Didn't really put much here, but yeah, so this is, and then this wraps back around to right here to the front of her cliff. So this is all we've got for there. And then you can hop this way. If you just keep hopping, because this is our lake. We have reached the lake. You can hop, or I will give you a little pro tip for if you visit my island. If you are coming from the right and you jump onto the duck island, you can jump to this one with the red cosmos and jump back. And if you don't like jumping, you could just run across the back here, and then you won't have to like hop around the whole thing. But if you like hopping, feel free to hop on my little hoppies. I'm not a hopper, so I usually get around by using the little back area. But we do have a duck island in our lake. But this is our lake. And then if you head over here, this is our campsite area, which was, I'm going to stop saying it's one of my favorite builds, but guys, I adore this huge campsite. And it also has, if I jump this way and this way, it also has our Froggy Lake. Well, Froggy Pond, because it's like too small to be a lake. But yeah, it has our Froggy Pond. But this is our campsite. We do have a campsite villager today, so I'm just gonna see who it is really quick. Robin or Ace? Robin. Alright, okay. Well, I am going to save the dream address on this day because I do want to have the tent. And it's a nice sunny day and it's not rainy. So I think I'm going to save the dream address on this day. But yeah, so we've got a little outdoor, so it's an outdoor like sleepover, like slumber party type thing. Everyone has their own little tents and sleeping bags and stuff. And there's movies and everyone has their own snacks. Another thing that we did do in episode 30 was we decorated the peninsula. And we did this side of the beaches. And I was supposed to, and I said I was going to do the rest of the beaches or as much of the beaches as I could off camera, like after I finished recording. But that obviously didn't happen because like almost not as soon as I finished recording, but like I want to say maybe like 30 minutes after I finished recording, I had the emergency. So, but this is how we ended up decorating our peninsula. Very minimal. I just added a ton of codes, really. So we just did a little mini, I don't even know what to call this. It's literally just some items on a on a stall. Literally, it was like mindless decorating. But yeah, and then we just did a few beach builds, which was just pathing and some beachy type items. Not really much to it. Yeah, but if you head over here, we've got more campsite. Just this is all our campsite build. Which is an episode if you want to watch us decorate this area. Almost everything I decorated is an episode, so I recommend watching the series if you have not. And so if you head over the bridge this way, we have got our museum to the left, and this was a build in itself. Over on this side, we did ourselves a little dig site, which is very cute. I have gyroids in there, not actual fossils, because I was still wanting to dig up and sell fossils, so I decided to do gyroids. And to the left, we have Meringue's house, because she is the chef for our cafe, and you can eat in her yard if you don't want to. If you can eat outside in her yard if you do not want to eat in the cafe. But if you head down towards, like if you head down south, then here is the cafe, which was also a build, but unfortunately this one became a speed build because of audio issues. So yeah, this is our little cafe. So it's like a drink shop. It's like a sweet shop. It's sweets, it's drinks and desserts basically. Because here you can sit and you can have your desserts, or you can have your drinks up here, but either way, this is our little cafe. And if you head south even more, our cafe leads you to our carnival, which is a very brightly colored themed carnival. So I decided to go for the cute items of the carnival items instead of like vivid, because I felt like the island it needed some more pink, and I felt like it matched better with the cafe, which then matches great with Meringue's house, which wasn't even planned because like Meringue wasn't planned, but we found her and that was great. So if you head to the left of that and you head down the road, here's the side entrance for the cafe. If you head down that way, you can come through the carnival this way, or you can keep going left and head up here to Able Sisters, which is another build that I really enjoyed, and I actually adore this one. This was another early build, and I think this one is great. The Able Sister build I think is really cute. I don't know, I think it's adorable. And then behind Able Sisters, we have this little entrance you can do, because this is where Mabel and Sable, mostly Sable, create the clothes and like dye clothes and stuff. I should have put paint cans back here so it's like they had a clothes dyeing area, but I didn't have the paint cans item when I made this, so it never happened. And this is to the right of resident services, and if you head south of that, there's a little street here, nice little sidewalk area to relax. And then I did semi decorate this beach, but nothing serious, just a lot of seating areas basically. And Henry's been thinking since I started this video, we're gonna ignore him, but yeah, it's a lot of seating areas. But honestly, I would say this beach is really not worth visiting. The only beach that's like decent is the one by the peninsula, and even that is like subpar. No other beaches are decorated. I did not have time, so you head down. So we've got Abel's up here. If you head a little to the south, south of that, we've got our little laundromat. And a thing I didn't show you is I dropped some coins on the floor after we did the build, because I decided like, oh, we need coins. Like, in all the laundromats I went to, we had to pay with quarters to turn on like the laundry machines and stuff. So, but yeah, so there's that. And then if you head over, you're back at res services. So there's only one area I did not show you, and that is if you head on back and up the cliff behind res services, you have our school. This is the school. This is where the parents pick up the kids. This is their little outdoor play yard. They've got a science experiment going on. Got our little lockers and shoes. A bunch of toys. Got some spilled stuff around there. Then if you head this way, there is a soccer field and also a seating area for parents or friends or benched players to watch and observe. Nice little soccer field. Even got a little kiddie pool you can play in. Yeah, and then like in this corner here, got some candy machines, got some painting, like got a painting area. And yes, one last thing, if you want to enjoy the view of our lake, you can do so from the soccer field. Get a nice little view of the Mochi Lake, which I think is great. It has yellow and pink flowers all lined on it. And then in here is our actual school, which I am going to be that person, and I'm going to save that for either your imagination or for you to come visit and see for yourself how the school turned out. Thank you guys so much for going along this journey with me. I spent 30 days, 30 in real life days, and I completed a Kidcore Island. No Nintendo Online, no DLC, no amiibos, meaning I created all my codes, I earned all my miles, and I acquired all my items myself. If I can do it, you can do it. That has been Moa, signing off for the final time on Mochi. The next time you see me, Mochi will be no more. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge, and I hope you guys are more open-minded to the fact that you can make a good island if you don't want to or can't afford Nintendo Online. And I will see you guys soon.